Good morning, my Yarny friends. Yes, my hair's a little bit crazy today. I was just outside with the dogs, and Rosie refused to come inside. That girl is feeling young again. After that little ordeal that she went through, hurting her back and having to have a little surgery on her paw, she's like a puppy again. She is bouncing, running everywhere. I have to keep her down to keep her from jumping. That's my little red chihuahua. Now, yesterday, Maximo, my little white chihuahua, tried to kill me. He got under my feet in the kitchen and I almost went down. So anyway, welcome to Coffee and Crochet with Sara, our live video podcast. We try to do this every Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm so glad you're here. And if this is your second or 100th time, I am so glad you're here. Because you know what? I can't do this without you. And last night, my husband let me know that he happened to go on and look. And I said, I'm at 79,999 subscribers. He goes, you need one more subscriber. And then he clicked in and it went to 80,000 subscribers. And this is a great accomplishment. It seemed like just the other day I said 50,000 subscribers and was super excited about it. And I'm excited about this too. But one thing to remember is that I can't do this without all of you. If I don't have anybody watching, I can talk to myself, but what fun is that? I might enjoy my own jokes, but anywho, I just want to thank you all for following my YouTube channel. Some of you that have been here from the very beginning. I've come a long way, haven't I? I've learned a lot along the way. And if you want some good laughs, go back to my videos from 7 years ago. You will crack yourself up. I don't even know what I was thinking. But anyway, I wanted to just say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, over and over again, I cannot do this without all of you. I just appreciate you all so much. Okay, now, before we get started, I do want to do a shout out to a YouTuber. Her name is Rachel. And I'm trying to do this every week. I may not do one every week, but I am trying to do a shout out to other YouTube creators that are yarn or knitting or crochet or crafts related. Because you all know my thoughts on this, that we're not in competition with each other. We're a great big family. And I want to encourage other crafters and crocheters and yarnies like me. Okay, and so I want you, if you get a chance, and her link is also down in the notes under this video. Her YouTube channel is called Desert Blossom Crafts, and her name is Rachel. She has a ton of crochet content, and she's really a really nice person and sweet and does a really good job. And I've been in some of the crochet groups that she's in for quite a few years now, and she really does do a good job. So if you've never heard of her channel, it's Desert Blossom Crafts by Rachel. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to give you a shout out, and again, her link is down in the notes underneath this video. Go check her out. Okay? Now, I have some exciting news about some happy mail I got this week. Okay, so hang on 2 seconds because we forgot to clink in. Clinkety, clink, clink, clink in. All righty. Kimberly reminded me. She's like, I'm here. I'm clinkety, clinking in. It's good to see your name pop up, Kimberly. Kimberly's a dear friend that helps us in our Facebook group. If you want to go to our Facebook group, it's just Coffee and Crochet with Sara. And we have a lot of fun in there. We tell silly jokes and stuff like that. Okay. So anyway, last week I got a message through the Posh Pooch Designs Facebook page, which is my business page. And a dear lady named Angela Wagner asked me if I wanted some kits to give away. And I'd already spent my budget for January. Although I had some returns because my yarn never came in. But anyway, she asked me if I would like to have some of her kits. She has some Annie's kits that she hasn't used. And so she sent them to me. And she also paid the shipping, which that was like 20 bucks in shipping. And so I totally appreciate her doing this. Okay, and I'm going to show you those. This is going to be a really cool unboxing because these crochet kits are going to be some giveaways. So this is for all of us. All right, so the box came in on Friday. I opened it up, and the first thing that popped out was this. Are you ready? Is this not the most adorable little cardinal? And those who know me or have followed me for a long time know I love cardinals. My mom loved them. I have a lot of her cardinal stuff. And I have never gotten around to crocheting a cardinal like this. And I wanted to. I don't have to now. I got one. Is that not the cutest thing? Look at the top. I just love this. Isn't that cute? I think that's just precious. Okay. She made this for me. Thank you, Angela, if you're watching. Thank you so much. Okay, so then she sent me a card. I'm not going to read you what she put in it because it's kind of personal and special to me. But check out the card. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? I love it. It's got a cardinal on it. And it's so pretty. It's like a 3D. This is like lifted up. Like it's a 3D card. And I think I'm going to put this in a little frame. And I think it'd be really pretty sitting with all my cardinal stuff. So thank you for the card and the cardinal. Okay, are you ready to see all the stuff from the box? I was just blown away to tears. I mean, literally, I was bawling my eyes out because I could not believe someone was so generous. Okay, she sent all of these and paid for the shipping. Okay, all right. First of all, look at the size of this box. All right, so I'm going to pull each one out and show them to you. And I've already decided I'm going to give one away for February. So tune in next Tuesday to see which one I pick. And once I show you these, if you have a preference, what you think should be the Valentine giveaway, you can tell me in the notes. I just might pick it up. Okay. So the first one is this 3 skeins, and that comes with this pattern. Pocket scarf. Check out the yarn. Isn't that pretty? And these are all Annie's yarns, if I understand right. I'm not going to open it up, but I want you to see how pretty that yarn is. Because I don't want to open up all the kits, okay? So that's one of them. And I'm just going to set them on the ground over here. This one is adorable. Look at this. Cuddle Buddies. This would be a good one for our February giveaway, wouldn't it? And this one also has the stuffing in it. And of course, all the yarn to make that. What these kits are is you get all the yarn and then you get the pattern. Okay? That's the second one. This one is beautiful. It's called the Gratitude Scarf. And has that beautiful green. This would be nice for a guy or a girl. Okay. I know they're in plastic. I'm trying to hold them up so the glare's not there. Okay. Here would be a fun one for Father's Day or Mother's Day. It's called Family Slippers. And you get 3 skeins of the Annies. And I'm not going to tell you all the yarn content of each one of them. So far, it looks like those have all been acrylic. Oh, this one. I think I'm going to save this one for October. This is a breast cancer awareness pillow. And it has all the yarn and the stuffing for the pillow. This would be a great giveaway for October when it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I think I'll save this one for that month. Okay. Then this one is, look at this yarn. Isn't this gorgeous? It's got like teals and blues and grays and white. Okay. And look at the pattern. A touch of comfort wrap. Isn't that beautiful? That would be good for Mother's Day, wouldn't it? Yep. Okay. Got a couple more. This one is cotton, and it is for dishcloths. A trio of dishcloths. And it's like cranberry, sort of a gray, and a kind of, not quite navy, but a little bit navy. Isn't that neat? And the neat thing about these is, yes, it comes with the pattern, but you're getting 3 skeins of yarn with it also. And you don't have to do what the pattern tells you to do. You can do something else with those yarns if that's not what you want to make, and you win it, okay? All right. Let's see. Oh, this one. This is called Hats for Heroes. That's the pattern. I'm trying to tilt it so you can see it. He's kind of cute, isn't he? Don't tell my hubby I said that. But you get 3 skeins of yarn. These are acrylic. Nice yarn. All right, the last one is, this is Premier yarn, and it's more washcloths. Brighter Days washcloths, and there's 4 skeins. Yellow, I may have to keep this for me. Teal and gray. Is it wrong if I keep one for myself? What do you guys think? Should I keep this one for me? They're for you guys. So there's 9 different kits here. Is that not amazing? I'm just overwhelmed with her generosity, because she paid for these from Annie's, these kits. She paid her own money for them. She didn't have time to get them done. And then she paid to ship them to me so that I can share them with all of you. And there's lots of neat ones there. And I am going to use that breast cancer awareness one probably for October, when it's breast cancer awareness. And I'm really leaning towards the, it's on the bottom there. The first one when I said that I think I want to use that for February. Anyway, I was just completely blown away with her generosity. I'm just going to set that over there because I need to scoot a little when I do this other thing. So anyway, I just want to do a great big shout out. Her name is Angela Wagner, and I am just thrilled that she thought of us to donate those 2. Isn't that amazing? I'm just overwhelmed with her generosity. They're very nice kits. Annie's has really good kits, and they're not cheap, by the way. Annie's kits are expensive, but they're good yarn. Okay, I have bought a few in the past. Oh, it's probably been a couple of years. For a couple of Afghans. And I never made the Afghan that came with the kit. I ended up doing something different, a different type of Afghan or blanket with the yarn. I did that twice. So, anyway. Actually, I think one of them that I ordered was for a stuffed dog, kind of like a pound puppy sort of thing. You know what the old pound puppies were? They're puppies that laid on their tummies. And I got it in, and I thought, this yarn is too beautiful for a stuffed animal, and I ended up making a big shawl out of it. Yes, I am a mess. All right. Let's do our yarn of the week. I know, yarn. I told you all, I have a ton of stuff to talk about today. We might just go over our 30 minutes, okay? All right. Alrighty, so I'm going to click over to this other camera. This is our yarn of the week. This is Puzzle Cotton. Now, a lot of us love the Premier Puzzle yarn, and I love it. It's a bulky 5. It's beautiful. It's perfect for lots of different things. I actually have something going on with some of that for later on in the year. But this is the Puzzle Cotton yarn, and it's not 100% cotton. It's 57% acrylic and 43% cotton. And it is just about the softest cotton I have ever used. So I started working on this particular scarf because I wanted this to be what I call a man style scarf, even though it will be a beautiful scarf for anyone. And it's not the exact basket weave pattern. I did it just a little bit different because when you do the basket weave pattern on the back, you end up with big lines on the back that are thicker, and I didn't want that. So I did it just a little bit different, but you get sort of the same effect. All right, so there are 12 different colorways, and I chose this one with the blues and grays in it. It is called Sun Shower. And I love that because I love the name of it because it's like grays and blues, like how the sky looks when it's rainy. And so I thought, and I just wanted you to see what it looked like stitched up. And you can see it is a gradient or variegated, not variegated, but it's not quite an ombre. It's more of a gradient type yarn. And it's just so beautiful. This is a medium weight number 4. And each skein has 7 ounces, which is or I should say ball. These are balls. And that's a really good amount. 349 yards or 7 ounces. And that's a really good amount of yarn on one skein of yarn. Now, all the puzzle yarn is on sale this week. Whether you get the not puzzle yarn, yes, puzzle. Whether you get the Sparkle Puzzle Basic Acrylic, there's 4 different types, I believe, of the puzzle yarns. And they have lots of different beautiful colors. And this particular puzzle yarn has 12 different colorways. Okay? And you ask, why is it called cotton if it only has 43% cotton? And that's just to let you know that there is cotton in this. The marriage of acrylic and cotton is a really great combination blend to work with, because it's not going to be as heavy. So it's more of like a spring yarn maybe, but it's also very comfortable. And I'm just blown away by how soft it is. I mean, it is just soft. It doesn't, a lot of cottons have like that scratchy, like dishcloth type cotton can be a little bit scratchy. This is not scratchy at all. And I just wanted you to see how beautiful it is when it's stitched up. How it goes from like this light gray to like darker gray, like the sky's gray, then you get your storm clouds, then the sky starts to break through. Calling it the sun shower is just a perfect name for this particular colorway. I need a quick drink of coffee. Okay. I knew I was going to talk a lot, so I got a nice big cup today. Anyway, if you want to order some of that, it's on sale right now. And I have the link for Premier Yarn in the description box underneath this video. When you go to the Premier site, you click that link, it takes you right to the site. And along the top there, it'll say clearance, it'll say sale, and then yarn. Hit that sale tab, and it'll show you all the beautiful yarns that are on sale. This particular yarn, Betty, if you're asking will it make a nice shawl, it absolutely will. Because it won't be really a heavy shawl. It'll be a nice light shawl. Even though it will still keep you warm, because it is, a nice fluffy sort of medium weight number 4 yarn. I think it would be a gorgeous shawl. Okay, so one of the things that I've gotten lots of requests for lately is crochet patterns with men in mind. Because there's like a gazillion hats and a gazillion, shawls and scarves and things for the ladies. And that's fine. We wear them more than the guys do. But I've been getting a lot of requests for items for the men. And so the item I did yesterday, I'm going to talk to you about that in just a minute. It was stitched up with guys in mind, but the ladies can wear it too. And it's the same thing with this scarf. I just chose this particular color because I thought it was more duty. Like a dude scarf. For the guys. But the pattern is beautiful and women can wear it too. So... what is it, Kim? I'm in my Michaels and I can't see that. That heart is in the way. Move time yarn to a different place. I can't see that word. That heart's in the way. Somebody else comment so it moves the comments up. But anyway, that on the comments, there's a heart that's down in a circle that they want you to heart things, and it's right over that word in the corner. I can't read your comment, Kimberly. Somebody comment again so it moves her comment up. But anywho, like I said, all the puzzle yarn is on sale right now, and you can go to that link in the, even if you don't buy it today. Oh, they moved time yarn. Time yarn. What's time yarn? Anyway, one of the things that happens this time of year is all the yarns, the stores that carry yarns, they do they get rid of colors that aren't selling or styles that aren't selling, and then they bring in a lot of new colors and things like that. So they do move them around. The last time I was in Michael's, I'm trying to think when that was. I used to go to Michael's all the time because where I lived in Colorado, it was like 3 miles from my house. The Michael's here is clear across the other side of Oklahoma City. And so my husband and I usually go there. Yeah, they moved all the yarn around. A lot of stores, one thing is, a lot of craft stores, there's not a lot of money for them in yarn, even though it's expensive. And so they're carrying, less yarn and more other things. So we need to go in and start buying a lot of yarn so they'll start carrying more. And you can let them know also. As a matter of fact, I don't have any problems talking to a manager about it. Just remember when you ask questions to be kind and nice and thoughtful, because you can get more with sugar than you can get more bees with honey than you can with anything else. So anyway, oh, they moved the yarn a different location. When I first went to the Joann's here, their store was totally different as far as the setup than the Joann's in Colorado. So, every store is different, and a lot of times they try to get them similar, and they'll move stuff around. But anyway, just remember this. You can always order from Premier Yarns. And they're fast. They're accurate. They've never messed my orders up. And I can't say that of some of the other ones. And I'm not going to tell you which one. But I have to tell you this. I was ordering the new Red Heart yarn all-in-one granny square. Okay? So I ordered it from one store. They sent it to my old house in Colorado. And it never got here. So they refunded my money. Then I ordered it from the source. And it never got here. And I just learned yesterday they refunded my money. So, I guess I wasn't meant to have that particular yarn. I called the Joann's here. And the particular colors that I want, they don't have. Which is, I wish I could remember the color of it. It's got different shades of blue and like aqua in it. Was the ones that I was trying to get. Now, some of the other ones they have, but I don't really care for them. Some of the colors I think that they put together in the granny squares, I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way I don't think they go together. That doesn't mean they aren't pretty and other people love them. That's just, again, my opinion. And I always say it's my opinion and we know what that's worth. So anyway. So I just decided, right, Betty, they just don't want me to have it, so I'm just not going to get it as of yet. But I don't need that. I have so much yarn, I can make my own granny squares. And speaking of that, I have a fun one for Friday for you. And it's going to be funny because, oh, there's a fuzzball floating down in my face. Anywho, we'll talk about that in just a minute. All right. Now, if you'll notice, I have 3 pages worth of notes. We aren't done yet. And it's already 10:53 here. Okay, so let's talk about what we did this week real quick. I am going to move this beautiful yarn over here because I'm going to make sure I grab that when I go back out. And I'm going to pull these out. Last Friday for Friday Fun Day, we did these fun hearts. They are so much fun. And this is a pattern. I told you about it in the video. This is a pattern that I kind of stumbled upon. My mother-in-law passed away, and my sister-in-law was giving me a bunch of her craft books. And one of them is an old singer sewing book from 1952 or 53. I can't remember. And in it was this piece of paper that said Little Heart, and it had this pattern written on it. Okay? So, let me click over here so you can see this. All right, we'll talk about the hat in just a second. These are the hearts that pattern was, and it was just like this pink one, just this plain little heart, super cute. And I used this probably 5 or 6 years ago to make a dog collar for my dogs. I put a bunch of them together, and then I decided I didn't like the way I put them together, so I made a new one. And then I thought, well, I'm going to share it with you guys and how to add the pearls. And what it is instead of individually sewing them together, we make the chain and then we go across. And I show you all of that in the video, how to do that. And these are super fun. You could put these on absolutely anything. This one I did the hearts going up and down so that you could make a bookmark or a pen. You could wear that on your shirt. You can put these on anything. You could line the top of a bag. You could just take one of them and you wear it on your shirt for a pen. Give them as gifts. I mean, you can do lots of things with these. This would be pretty across the top of a scarf or a hat or a shirt. I mean, just lots of things that you could make with this heart. And I just called it the Conversations Heart because it reminded me of those candies with all the different colors. And I didn't want to make them all red. I wanted to have lots of different colors to play with. And so that's what we did on Friday, Fun Day. And I showed you how to add this nice little fake bead, pearl. You can use any beads or no beads at all. It's totally up to you. But that's what we did on Friday. All right, so I'm going to scoot this up and show you our hat. Now remember, we did the cozy. Get my hand in the right spot. For our coffee cup or mug in these same yarns. And so I originally purchased this yarn to make this hat. This is our bamboo beanie hat. And it's really pretty, the way the colors sort of pop through. Because we're doing front post and regular double crochets. Then we switch and do triple front post, go down over this row. And it just makes such a pretty, pretty stripe. This would be great for team colors, school colors. So pretty. Isn't it pretty? Okay, and this is the yarn. It's that Premier Anti-Pilling Yarn Bamboo Chunky. And I also have what I'm calling a scarf cowl that I'm making to match. And I'm thinking of ordering in some more of the gray because I have plenty of the other two colors so that I can make some fingerless gloves as well. Because I like to make things in sets. Okay? But this is the one, that I was telling you that I made it with the guys in mind. But anyone can wear it. It'll fit anyone that has a 22 to 24 inch head, youth to adult, and it's just super pretty. And I just love this yarn. I think the pom-pom turned out super pretty. So those are the two things that we did this week, pattern-wise. Now, with our this and that question video that we did last Wednesday, I asked you your opinion on cotton versus acrylic when it came. What's the question? Jolene, I don't know what your question is. I'm so sorry. Anyhow, I asked you about cotton versus acrylic. Okay. For the most part, everybody said they prefer cotton for washcloths, towels, things in the bathrooms and the kitchen. And I agree with that. And I got a lot of questions about how do you keep cotton yarns from losing their color and getting all whipply. And whipply is a term that I use, meaning when you pull the cotton washcloth out of the dryer, it's all curled up and tight. Okay, so anything that has cotton in it, when you wash it, you can toss it in with your towels, your regular bath towels and washcloths from the kitchen or bath. But add a tablespoon, or depending on the size of the load, you might want to add a teaspoon of white distilled vinegar. The white distilled vinegar will set the colors. I always do this when I buy brand new bath towels also and dish towels. It will set the colors and keep them from fading. Okay, the other thing is with the crochet cotton washcloths, if you'll just take them out of the wash machine, lay them flat on top of your dryer, throw the rest of your towels in the dryer and let them dry, those washcloths that are sitting on top will dry, but they won't get beat around in that heat and get all whipply, okay? I know, that's not really a term. It's just what I call it. Okay, let's see. I think we've covered everything I wanted to talk about today, but the other thing I wanted to hit on real quick before I let you go is I get a lot of questions about, yes, Brenda, whipply, I like that. I get a lot of questions about your pattern says it's easy, and it's not, because it's not for beginners. And we need to understand something about the skills. And I got this. I'm going to show this to you real quick, because if you look at this, it's really important to understand that there is a difference between a beginner pattern and an easy pattern. And then it goes to intermediate and then experienced. A beginner pattern is really just people who haven't been crocheting very long. They just know the basic stitches, you know. It's not much shaping, you know. And here's an example. If you're a beginner, you're probably only going to know slip stitches, single crochet, double crochet, and maybe half double crochets, okay? When it's an easy pattern, you start to learn more of the basic stitches, like front post, front loop, back loop, repetitive stitch patterns, simple color changes, and simple shaping and finishing. So you see there's a difference between a beginner pattern and an easy pattern. And then, of course, it goes into more details as they get higher up. And there's only 4 levels. A lot of times I'll put a level that says beginner moderate, or I'll put, not beginner moderate, easy moderate. And that's something that I do when it's not quite intermediate, but it's really not easy either. It's kind of in between. But it's really important to understand that a beginner pattern is not the same as an easy pattern. Okay? And I get this question probably on a daily basis about my patterns. I try to keep most of my patterns easy to intermediate. I rarely ever do an experienced pattern. And the reason for that is, like I always say, I want everybody to crochet. And if I'm making most of my patterns so hard that a lot of people can't do them, then I'm not doing it for everybody. I'm just doing it for a few, right? I love to do beginner patterns too. I love to do easy and what I call moderate, intermediate. And really it's because I want everybody to crochet. I don't care who you are. And I've said this many times, if I could, I'd teach my own dogs to crochet, because it's just such a wonderful craft, and it's such a healing craft. And I've said it over and over. It's my therapy. You know, when I'm having a stressful day, I can sit down with a crochet project and I can just concentrate on that project, and the cares of the world can melt away. And we need that sometimes. Even if it's just for 15, 20 minutes, we need that. And that's kind of what I like to do with our 30 minutes. And we're going on now 30 minutes and 33 minutes. That's kind of what I like to do with our time each Tuesday. Is it's a time for you to forget about work, to forget about bills, forget about the world, forget about someone that maybe's hurt your feelings or issues with family, friends, and all of that stuff. Put it away for 30 minutes or 34 minutes now. And just have a really good yarny time together. I have a lot of easy shawls, Betty. If you go to my YouTube channel, look in the playlist. It says, I think, ponchos, wraps, and shawls. You'll find a lot of them in there that are for what I would, if you've been crocheting 6 years, you're probably doing easy to intermediate patterns. And I have a lot of that in there. The majority of my patterns are easy, I will say that. But one thing you need to also understand is when I do a video, I try really hard to give you as much information as I possibly can. I've been told I give too much information. Oh, Betty's working on the slanted headband. That is one of my favorite headbands. It really, really is. Because you can make it out of cotton. You can make it out of acrylic. You can find that headband in the playlist that says headbands and hats. You can't. It's a super easy pattern, and you can by the yarns that you choose, you can do whatever you want to it, and then you can add whatever appliques you want to it. It's just a really neat pattern. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. Mary says, thank you for making your patterns easy. This blind lady loves it. Thank you. Like I said, I do try to give you a lot of information. One thing, always remember, when you see my patterns on YouTube, underneath in that description box, you'll find a link. And in that link, you'll find it goes straight to my blog. And on the blog, you'll find a written pattern with lots of pictures. Sometimes too many pictures, I've been told. But I want you to understand how to make it so that you will enjoy making whatever that pattern happens to be. Okay? All right. Thanks, Nellie. Yes, you can use blanket yarn for ear warmers. As a matter of fact, I would. The truth is, you could take any, even that slanted headband, and make an ear warmer out of it just by using blanket yarn. And make sure you use the crochet hook that the blanket yarn recommends. And sometimes I'll go down a hook size if I'm going to use blanket yarn for a headband or hat, because I want to make sure it's nice and tight. There's no holes in the stitches. Okay? But you can just remember, you can always measure to make sure it's the size that you want. Keep your tape measure handy. I'm telling you, this is one of your most important tools in crochet, next to your yarn, your crochet hook, and your needle, okay? Measure everything as you go. Don't assume you can do the whole pattern and it's going to be perfect, because everybody has different tension and gauge, okay? I've had people tell me, my gauge is too tight, my gauge is too loose. That tells you everybody has different gauge. I've had people say, oh, I made, I don't know what, a hat, maybe. And then they're like, it was too big. And then the next person will post, your hat pattern was too small. Measure as you go. Because you can make those adjustments just by going up or down a hook size. That's why when you're making a hat, if you're starting with the band, measure that band as you go. Don't make the whole hat and then go, oh man, the band's too big. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're coming down from a hat and you get a couple rows in, you're like, that's really big. Measure the circumference. If it's too big, it's too big. Go down a hook size. Okay? So I say all this because if you measure as you go, you're working smarter, not harder. And that's what I like to do. All right, so I think I have absolutely covered everything. Don't forget to tell me which one of those kits you think I should give away for Valentine's Day, although I think I already, or for February, not Valentine's Day, for the month of February. I want to announce it next Monday which kit I'm going to give away, but I would love to know your opinion, okay? And remember, there's no wrong answers. Carol, yeah, she says, I do not know that you could give too much. I've had people tell me, you give too much information, it's confusing. But I'm telling you, if you're having trouble with one of my YouTube channel patterns, click that link below, because it will give, even if you can't read a pattern, okay? And even if you can't read a pattern, if you click that link, it will give you lots of pictures. But also, the first section, there's notes. I always do a note section unless there isn't any to be done, and I answer those questions in the pattern. But sometimes those notes are so important. They're just a few things, like, does the chain 3 count as a stitch? Or do we carry our yarn? Or things like that. I try to give you all that information. Okay? All right. All right, I see someone's already saying Brenda says, I want the pocket scarf for February. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great idea. The teddy bear kit. Yeah, I know. It's a great idea too. Okay, all of that, I'm going to let you guys go. I want you to have a great week. And remember to crochet this week.